Okay, next surah is defrauding. Woe to al-mutaffifin, those who give less in Maya and decrease the rights of others. Those who, when they have to receive by Maya from men, demand full Maya, and when they have to give by Maya away to men, give less than due. Think that they not that they will be resurrected for reckoning on a great day, the day when all mankind will stand before the Lord of mankind, the Lord of Al-Alamin, meaning mankind, jinns, and all that exist. Nay, truly the record, meaning writing of the deeds of the disbelievers, sinners, evildoers, and wicked is preserved in Sijjin. And what will make you know what Sijjin is? A register inscribed. Woe that day to those who deny, meaning Allah, His angels, His books, His messengers, the day of resurrection, and Al-Qadr. Those who deny the day of recompense, and none can deny it except every transgressor beyond bounds in disbelief, oppression, and disobedience of Allah, the sinner. When our verses of the Quran are recited to him, he says, Tales of the ancients, nay, but on their hearts is the ra'an, meaning covering of sins and evil deeds which they used to earn. Nay, surely they, meaning they will be veiled from seeing their Lord that day, and then verily they will indeed enter and taste the burning flame of hell. Then it will be said to them, This is what you used to deny. Nay, verily, the record, meaning the writing of the deeds of Al-Abrar, the pious who fear Allah and avoid evil, is preserved in Illiyun. And what will make you know what Illiyun is? A register inscribed to which bear witness those nearest to Allah, meaning the angels, verily al-abrar, meaning the pious who fear Allah and avoid evil, will be in the delight, will be in paradise, on thrones, looking at all things. You will recognize in their faces the brightness of delight. They will be given to drink pure sealed wine. Their last thereof meaning will be the smell of musk, and for this let all those strive who want to strive, meaning hasten earnestly to the obedience of Allah. It will be mixed with tasneem, a meaning a spring whereof drink those nearest to Allah. Verily, during the worldly life, those who committed crimes used to laugh at those who believed, and whenever they passed by them, used to wink one to another, and when they returned to their own people, they would return jesting. And when they saw them, they said, Verily, these have indeed gone astray. But they, meaning disbelievers and sinners, had not been sent as watchers over them. But this day, the day of resurrection, those who believe will laugh at the disbelievers. On high thrones, looking at all things, and are not the disbelievers paid fully for what they used to do? Okay, next is the cleaving. When the heaven is cleft asunder, and when the stars have fallen and scattered, and when the seas are burst forth, meaning got dried up, and when the graves are turned upside down, and they bring out their contents, then a person will know what he has sent forward and what he has left behind of good or bad deeds. O man, what has made you careless concerning your Lord, the most generous, who created you, fashioned you perfectly, and gave you due proportion, and in whatever form he willed, he put you together? Nay, but you deny the day of resurrection, meaning reward for good deeds and punishment for evil deeds. But verily, over you are appointed angels in charge of mankind to watch you. Kiraman, honorable, and writing down your deeds. they know all that you do. Verily, the pious and righteous will be in delight paradise, and verily, the wicked disbelievers, sinners, and evildoers will be in the blazing fire, in which they will enter and taste its burning flame on the day of judgment, and they will not be absent therefrom, and they will not go out from the hell. And what will make you know that what the day of recompense is? Again, what will make you know what the day of recompense is? It will be the day when no person shall have power to do anything for another, and the decision that day will be completely with Allah. The next is overthrowing. When the sun wound round and lost its light, and it is overthrown, and when the stars shall fall, and when the mountains shall made to pass away, and when the pregnant she camels shall be neglected, and when the wild beasts shall be gathered together, and when the seas shall become as blazing fire or shall overflow, and when the souls shall be joined with their bodies, and when the female buried alive, as the pagan Arabs used to do, shall be questioned for what sin she was killed, and when the written pages of deeds, meaning good and bad, of every person shall be laid open, and when the heaven shall be stripped off and taken away from its place, and when hellfire shall be kindled to fierce ablaze, and when paradise shall be brought near, and then every person will know what he has brought of good and evil. So verily I swear by the planets that recede and disappear during the day and appear during the night, and by the planets that move swiftly and hide themselves, and by the night as it departs, and by the dawn as it brightens. Verily, this is the word that this Quran brought by a most honorable messenger Jibril alayhi salam from Allah to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Honor of power and high rank with Allah, the Lord of the throne, and obeyed by the angels, trustworthy there in the heaven. And O people, your companion Muhammad, peace be upon him, is not a madman. And indeed he, meaning Muhammad, peace be upon him, saw the Jibril alayhi salam in the clear horizon towards the east. And the Muhammad, peace be upon him, withholds not a knowledge of the unseen, and the Quran is not the word of the outcast shaitan, then where are you going? Verily, the Quran is not less than a reminder to all the alamin, meaning mankind and jinns, to whomsoever among you who wills to walk straight. And you will not unless it be that Allah wills, the Lord of the alamin. Meaning mankind, jinns, and all that exists. Okay, next is the he frowned. The Prophet, peace be upon him, frowned and turned away because there came to him the blind man, meaning Abdullah bin Maktoum, who came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, while he was preaching to one or some of the Quraysh chiefs. But what could tell you that perchance he might become pure from sins, or that he might receive admonition and that the admonition might profit him? As for him who thinks himself self-sufficient, to him you attend. What does it matter to you if he will not become pure from disbelief? You are only a messenger. Your duty is to convey the message of Allah. But as to him who came to you running and is afraid of Allah and his punishment, of him you are neglectful and divert your attention to another. 1 second. Nay, do not do like this. Indeed, it meaning these verses of this Quran are an admonition, and let me scroll down. So whoever wills, let him pay attention to it. It is in the records, held greatly in honor, and exalted in dignity, purified in the hands of scribes, angels, honorable and obedient. Be cursed the disbelieving man, how ungrateful he is. From what thing did he create him? From nutfa, male and female, semen drops. He created him and then set him in due proportion. Then he makes the path easy for him. Then he causes him to die and puts him in his grave. Then, when it is his will, he will resurrect him again. Nay, but man has not done what he commanded him. Then let man look at his food. Then that we pour forth water in abundance, and we split the earth in clefts, and we cause there and the grain to grow, and the grapes and clover plants, meaning green fodder for the cattle, and olives and date palms, and gardens dance with many trees, and fruits and herbage, and to be a provision and benefit for you and your cattle. Then, when there comes as the day of resurrection's second blowing of trumpet, that day shall a man flee from his brother and from his mother, and from his father, and from his wife and his children. Every man that day will have enough to make him careless of others. Some faces that day will be bright, meaning true believers of the Islamic monotheism, and laughing, rejoicing at good news of paradise. And other faces that day will be dust stained, darkness will cover them, and such will be the disbelievers in Allah and His oneness and His Messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the wicked evildoers. The next is those who drag forth by those angels who pull out the souls of the disbelievers and the wicked with great violence, by those angels who gently take out the souls of the believers, and by those that swim along, meaning angels or planets in their orbits, and by those that press forward as in a race, meaning the angels, stars, or the horses, and by those angels who arrange to do the commands of their Lord. So verily, you disbelievers will be called to account. On the day when the first blowing of the trumpet is blown, the earth and the mountains will shake violently, and everybody will die. The second blowing of the trumpet follows it, and everybody will be raised up. Some hearts that day will shake with fear and anxiety, and their eyes cast down. They say, shall we indeed be returned to our former state of life, even after we are crumbled bones? They say it would in that case be a return with loss. But only it will be a single zajra, meaning shout, meaning the second blowing of the trumpet, and when behold, they find themselves over the earth alive after their death. Has there come to you the story of the Musa, peace be upon him, and when his Lord called him in the sacred valley of Tuwa, go to Pharaoh, verily he has transgressed all bounds and crimes, sins, polytheism, disbelief. And say to him, would you purify yourself from the sin of disbelief by becoming a believer, and that I guide you to your Lord, so you should fear him? Then Musa alayhi salam showed him the great sign, the great miracles. But Pharaoh belied and disobeyed. Then he turned his back, striving hard against Allah. Then he gathered his people and cried aloud, saying, I am your Lord Most High. So Allah seized him with punishment for his last, meaning he's saying, I am your Lord Most High. And first, he's saying, O chiefs, I know that you have a good other than I and transgression. So verily in this is an instructive admonition for whosoever fears Allah. and you more difficult to create, or is the heaven that he constructed. He raised its height, and he has equally ordered it. Its night he covers with darkness, and its forenoon he brings out with light. And after that he spread the earth, and brought forth therefrom its water and its pasture, and the mountain he has fixed firmly to be a provision and benefit for you and your cattle. And but when there comes the greatest catastrophe, meaning the day of resurrection, the day when man shall remember what he strove for, and hellfire shall be made apparent in full view for everyone who sees, and then for him who tagha, meaning who transgressed all bounds and disbelief, oppression, and evil deeds of disobedience to Allah, and preferred the life of this world by following his evil desires and lusts, and verily his abode will be hellfire. But as for him who feared standing before his Lord and restrained himself from impure evil desires and lusts, verily paradise will be his abode. Then ask you, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, about the hour, when will be its appointed time. You have no knowledge to say anything about it, and to your Lord belongs the knowledge of the time thereof. And you, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, are only a warner for those who fear it. The day they see it, it will be as if they had not tarried in this world except an afternoon or a morning. Okay, the last one is the announcement. What are they asking one another? About the great news, meaning Islamic monotheism, the Quran, which Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, brought, and the day of resurrection. So, about which they are in disagreement, nay, they will come to know, and nay, again, they will come to know, and have we not made the earth as a bed, and the mountains as specks, and we have created you in pairs, male and female, tall and short, good and bad, and have made made your sleep as a thing for rest, and have made the night as a covering, and have made the day for livelihood, and we have built above you seven strong heavens, and have made therein a shining lamp, and have sent down from the raining clouds abundant water, that we may produce therewith corn and vegetations and gardens of thick growth. Verily, the day of decision is a fixed time, the day when the trumpet will be blown, and you shall come forth in crowds, and the heaven shall be opened, and it will become as gates, and the mountains shall be moved away from their places, and they will be as if they were a marriage. Truly, hell is a place of ambush, a dwelling place of the Taghun, meaning those who transgress the boundary limits set by Allah, like polytheists, disbelievers in the oneness of Allah, hypocrites, sinners, criminals. They will abide therein for ages, and nothing cool shall they taste therein, nor any drink except the boiling water and dirty wound discharges, and exact recompense according to their evil crimes. For verily they used not to look for reckoning, but they belied our ayat, meaning proofs, evidences, verses, lessons, signs, revelations, and that which our Prophet, peace be upon him, brought completely. And all things we have recorded in a book, and so taste you the results of your evil actions. No increase shall we give you except in torment. Verily, for the muttaqun, there will be a success, there will be paradise, gardens and graveyards, and young, full-breasted, mature maidens of equal age, and a full cup of wine. No love, no dirty false evil talk shall they hear therein, nor lying, and a reward from your Lord, an ample calculated gift according to the best of their good deeds, from the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and whatsoever is in between them, the most beneficent, None can dare to speak with him on the day of resurrection, except after his leave. The day that Jibril alayhi salam or another angel and the angels will stand forth in rows, none shall speak except him whom the most beneficent Allah allows, and he will speak what is right. That is without doubt that due day. So whosoever wills, let him seek a place with or a way to his Lord by obeying him in this worldly life. And verily we have warned you of a near torment, the day when man will see the deeds which his hands have sent forth, and the disbeliever will say, woe to me, would that I were dust. Okay, so if you want to learn the explanation of all these surahs, so you can like search for the series of the Tafseer of Quran in English in my channel, inshallah. Thank you for your love. Assalamu alaikum.